BKFC fighter Sam Shewmaker says he is more than ready to fight Mark Godbeer at BKFC 15 and expects it to be a real showdown. I've got the story next. Hey there, bare knuckle fight fans. Look who I have in the house today. Sam Shewmaker from Missouri, and he is fighting Mark Godbeer at BKFC 15. How are you today, Sam?
I'm doing well, Susan. How are you?
I am great, sir. You know, we missed you at Kansas. Could you bring our viewers up to date as to why you weren't able to make that fight?
Well, I ended up contracting COVID from my brother. So we knew I had it. So we went ahead and went and got tested before I even came all the way out there. And I think it was the Wednesday before or Tuesday before. And the test came back positive. So we didn't even bother making the trip out and wanted, for everyone else's safety, it was probably best that we did it that way.
Sam, I'm so glad you're feeling better. It's been a really funky year with COVID-19. Bring us up to date. I feel like you've been rescheduled, well, how many times?
I think this will be the third time.
How do you deal with that as a fighter, like preparing and then not being able to? How do you deal with that?
It's frustrating, it really is, but luckily I have an awesome team that helps support me and then keeps me grounded and keeps me going each day, so including my wife and children. So. All
right, Sam, we are really excited to see you at BKFC 15. Are you doing anything specifically training-wise in preparation for your fight with Mark Godbeer?
Nothing really too special. We know it's another day at the office. We're just really pushing the cardio and trying to, get in there and do some real heavy sparring to keep the action going throughout the fight so we can entertain the fans.
All right, Sam, the stats say that Mark Godbeer has a little bit of a height advantage over you. So what range will you be looking to fight at, sir?
I'm going to have to be fighting from the inside with him. If he's a little bit taller, his reach is probably a little bit longer, so I'm going to have to get on the inside and do my work there. So.
When I spoke with Mark Godbeer, he says he has more power than you. You've got that mean overhand right. What do you say to him about this?
I feel like he's going to feel country power whenever he comes and meets me over here in the United States. I can promise you that.
So you've been with BKFC since the very beginning. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
How have you improved specifically as a fighter?
I think just mentally being more comfortable in there, especially in the bare knuckle setting. It's different than glove boxing, so it's more gritty. It's harder. It's a meaner game in there. So I feel like I've definitely evolved into a different fighter being a part of BKFC.
BKFC is the only combat sport that allows you to fight dirty boxing. How will you use your experience to get the W?
To be able to get on the inside and grab a hold of him and hit him with those uppercuts and those short punches, really open him up and cut him up real good. So, yeah, definitely going to use that experience and time in there to try to take the advantage.
I was listening to Sean Wheelock at one of your very early fights, and he said that you attribute your success because you were involved in baseball. I think that's an interesting story. Would you mind sharing that with our viewers, please?
Yeah, growing up from a young age, my father was a pitcher, and of course he wanted me to be one as well. So I pitched from being very young all the way up to high school, and I think that really helped develop my overhand right, being able to throw it and land it accurately. So. All
right, it's probably too early to talk about who you think is on your radar next, but you got to let me know. Do you have anybody you think you might want to fight if you win the upcoming fight at BKFC 15?
Well, this is supposed to be a title eliminator, so whoever wins this gets Beltron next. So I'm hoping to see that belt strapped around my waist before the end of the spring in 2021.
Sam, when you first started in bare knuckle, did you ever think the sport was going to be so popular?
Really, from the beginning, I knew it was something special, especially with the team that Dave has and the people behind the scenes. Meeting like Sean Wheelock and a lot of those guys. It's a great sport, and I feel like the fans really eat it up, and that it's growing just as fast as what we assumed it would.
Speaking of bare knuckle, you have a boxing background. Not all boxers have been able to make the transition over to bare knuckle so effortlessly. How did you do that?
I think just growing up with where I grew up and growing up with my brothers and cousins, we were fist fighting all the time, so it just kind of fell right into it for me.
All right, Sam, what can fans look forward to when they tune in?
I can tell you what, me and Mark Godbeer are going to put on a good fight for everybody. We're the main event, so, we're paid to get out there and put on a show. So we're going to get out there, and we're two warriors that are going to toe the line, and, somebody's going down that night.
All right. Before we go today, Sam, is there anything else you would like to add? And please give our viewers your social media handles.
I'd just like to thank my family and fans and friends and everyone that's there to support us out there as we, put our lives on the line and for others' entertainment and just for the sport. And I just want to thank my wife, especially, and my children who are there behind me, my coaches, my brothers, my uncle, my coach from Philly, Rodney Rice, Dave Feldman, everyone who had this dream and who has, made it possible to be out here and to compete in this wonderful sport. So, you can find me on Instagram at Hillbilly Boxer, and then you can find me on Twitter at Boxing Hillbilly. So.
All right, BKFC fight fans, thanks to Sam Shewmaker for taking the time to interview with Bare Knuckle News today. The fight will be on the BKTV app, which you can download on iPhone and Android. BKFC 15 goes down Friday, December 11th from Biloxi, Mississippi. And we will be there, bringing you all the beautiful bloody action. Please don't forget to share this video, like, and smash the subscribe button. I'm Susan Cingari, and remember, no one beats us to the punch.